My name is Ray Hitchins and I'm the Music and Performance Studies Coordinator at UWI in the Institute of Caribbean Studies. I have a PhD in ethnomusicology. I work as a musician and a producer and arranger and writer in the Jamaican music industry. I worked with Marcia Griffiths, Toots Hibbert, Freddie McGregor, Alton Ellis, John Holt, Barrington Levy, Ziggy and Stephen Marley, a whole range of artists. I first came to meet Mark Golding 91, 92, around that time. I was still on the road working, touring as a musician. And when I met Mark, he just returned to Jamaica and was starting into the legal profession. And he clearly had a passion for music because we talk about music. Whenever I met him, we were talking about music. One day Mark approached me and he said, you know, I actually write music as well. And I was like, oh, really? I mean, you know, you're an attorney. And he said, yeah, but I write music. And I kind of knew him as a cool guy because he really went to dance on a regular basis and he kind of vibes out with musicians and was very comfortable with them. We formed a little company called Riverside Music, and during the 1990s we wrote songs predominantly for singers rather than DJs. Mark's love was actually in the dance hall and DJs, but my production skills was really centered on reggae music. And we wrote music for people like Carleen Davis, Nadine Sutherland, Richie Stephens, Chris Bentley, who was the singer for Inner Circle, and a number of up-and-coming artists at that time. Riverside Music was one of the small labels that was actually quite successful. We were one of the first small recording studios where people said we had a big sound. We had like a big studio sound that was coming out of here. And actually, in the 1990s, we won several Jammy Awards for production and songwriting and whatever. And the studio really made a mark in that sense, and the writing and the selection of product that Mark helped sit down and work out, and the administration of that, as well as the kind of creative ideas that went behind it, he was really a big part of. I made a big contribution toward this little company and the mark it made. Mark's real love and his engagement with music is very deep. He knows going back to the old-time singers from the Derek Morgan coming up. And what I liked about him in the 1990s, he was really current with dancehall music. As I say, he used to go to dance on a regular basis and always kind of knew what the latest phrases were and the latest things coming in were. One of the things that I liked about him as a lyricist was his ability to have empathy with people he was writing for. It doesn't matter who you deal with, who you meet with. He always shows interest in the person he's dealing with, which was a wonderful way to break the ice with a new artist you were working with, because people used to come in the studio here. We're a relatively small space, so we'd be sitting down with a new singer, very often a younger person. Mark was really the guy who would really vibe out with them and talk about them, find out who they were and what they did, and I mean, it was genuine interest. He didn't know that he was really breaking the ice with that artist. He would just do that and go about his business, what he does with everybody. He's honestly one of the best lyricists I've worked with. And I know from musicians that I've worked with in this studio that he has helped them privately. They have come to me and say, boy, God, thank God for Mark Golding, because he helped some of them with legal issues they had. He helped some with, financial issues that they had. And he's a very, very cool brother. He is just humble. He comes across as being simple, but he is a brilliant guy who has so much in terms of the deepness of his character and his interests. And all I can say, if he gets tired of politics, he can always come back here and get a job as a lyricist.